Have you ever eaten something sweet and felt bloated, gassy, or even nauseous afterwards? Maybe you struggle with unexplained digestive issues, fatigue, or even brain fog. Well, one hidden cause of these symptoms could be fructose intolerance. Fructose is a sugar naturally found in fruit, honey, and some vegetables. But for some people, their body just can't absorb it properly. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the key signs of fructose intolerance, what causes it, and what you can do to feel better. So let's start from the beginning. What is fructose intolerance? It can actually mean two different things. Hereditary fructose intolerance is a genetic disorder where the body completely lacks the enzyme that's needed to break down fructose. And consuming fructose can actually be dangerous for these people. But if it's not hereditary, you can have fructose malabsorption, which is much more common. And this is where the small intestine struggles to absorb fructose properly, leading to gut symptoms like bloating, gas, and diarrhea. So most people who think they're struggling with fructose intolerance, it's actually fructose malabsorption. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. But how do you know if you have fructose intolerance? Here are 7 key signs to watch out for. The first is that you have digestive issues after eating fruit or sugary foods. If you experience bloating, gas, cramping, or diarrhea within a few hours of eating high fructose foods like apples, watermelon, honey, or soft drinks. The second is if you have unexplained nausea or pain. So if you sometimes just feel a little bit sick after eating these foods, this could be why. The third is brain fog and fatigue. People with fructose malabsorption will feel drained or mentally sluggish after consuming it. And this is due to how it affects gut bacteria and nutrient absorption. Now, another really common sign is if you experience IBS symptoms. Sometimes people will think they have IBS, but it's really fructose malabsorption. The next sign is that your symptoms are even worse after consuming high fructose corn syrup. This is a processed sugar that's found in soda, candy, packaged snacks, and even condiments like ketchup. So if these foods give you worse symptoms than whole fruit, your body may struggle to process large fructose loads. The next is skin issues like eczema or acne. Some research suggests that poor fructose absorption can contribute to inflammation, which may show up as skin breakouts or persistent irritation. And the final one is mood swings and irritability. Sugar crashes from poorly absorbed fructose can lead to sudden mood swings, anxiety, or difficulty concentrating. Okay, so those are the signs, but how can you know for sure if you have it? Because there is some overlap with these signs and with carbohydrate intolerance, for example. There is some overlap if you have insulin resistance or poor blood sugar control. So you might want to test to know for sure. Now, the first test is the most accurate test. It's the hydrogen breath test, and this is done at your doctor's office. You drink a fructose solution, and they measure how much hydrogen you breathe out. High levels indicate malabsorption. The second way to test you can do at home, and it's with an elimination diet. Try cutting out high fructose foods for 2 to 4 weeks, then slowly reintroduce them. If your symptoms disappear and return after reintroduction, fructose could be the culprit. All right, so what can you do if you have fructose malabsorption? Because it can feel pretty overwhelming if you've just been diagnosed. So the first thing, of course, is when you're choosing fruit, just choose low fructose ones because these are going to be much easier on your digestion. So things like berries, citrus fruit, and kiwi, these are all low in fructose. Try to limit things like apples, mangoes, and watermelon. The next thing you can do is limit or avoid altogether high fructose corn syrup. Cutting this out can make a huge difference in your symptoms. So make sure to read your labels. I know this is a lot more common in the United States. We don't see it as much here in Australia and in Europe, but read your labels and try to avoid it when you can. Now, the next thing you can do is supplement digestive enzymes because there are certain ones that can help you to break down fructose more efficiently. And I will link to those in the description box down below. And finally, work to improve your overall gut health. A healthy gut improves tolerance to certain foods. So make sure your diet includes probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, fermented vegetables, and bone broth. So if you've been experiencing any of these key signs and you can't quite pinpoint what's causing it, it could be fructose intolerance or fructose malabsorption. So you can track your symptoms, try an elimination diet, or get a breath test done. With the right changes, you can manage it and you're going to start feeling a lot better. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Have you experienced any of these signs? Do you think it could be fructose intolerance or is it something else? If you have experienced some of these signs, but you see them more with starch-rich foods as opposed to fructose-rich foods, it could be carbohydrate intolerance, which is when your body doesn't have enough of the enzyme to break down starch. So I'm going to link a video on carb intolerance up above, and that might resonate with you a bit more. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.